Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to the OMLN4 Long No Tournament 4th edition. We're back with the final block of matches in this round of 64 weekend, and it's a doubleheader. Lovely for us. It's going to be PeachMarrow versus JustEmilo to see who's going to be continuing on in the winner's bracket. As always, my name is Sparky, and I'm joined in the commentary booth this time around by none other than Sunny. How's it going, man?
It has been going incredible. It's been a bit of a while since we have been together in the commentary booth, but it is great to be back, and we are wrapping up this round of 64 weekend, which I believe is a current... I don't know, it's not a doubleheader. Whoops, I got things mixed up. But yes, you are correct with PeachMarrow, a rapid rising star in the Oceania community, especially with their reoccurring appearances in the Big Show Mania World Cup. And JustEmilo, Danish player, have not seen them around. And this is going to be a debut for me, seeing them play. But Seed 60, very good, especially in this highly competitive tournament. But it is going to be a lot when you're going up against one of the greats.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, this round has shown us that the margin for error across the board is so minuscule that I feel like it's not really going to matter. What'll really matter is just how good you are at this early game accuracy, because that's really all these matchups has boiled down to, because it feels like everybody can come close to, if not V1SS, everything in this map pool, and I feel like that's basically the bar for these matches. Can you V1SS it? If you can, you've got a pretty good shot of winning the map, and even sometimes then you lose because the other person's just more accurate than you.
Yeah, the whole gimmick, well, not really gimmick, but aim for this whole tournament is to really just focus on that accuracy department, and even then, oh boy, it could come down to the wire at some points, and we are going to be seeing a double tech protect here. We're going to see a PeachMarrow protect cat chase, so going to aim for more of that interesting technical aspects, a bit more, I believe if my memory is correct, a bit more flammy, a bit more racy than compared to the other two techs we have. And then Emilo opting for the pretty popular map, actually, the Earth, that has been getting a lot of traction as well. And I mean, they're the very uncertain rhythms, polyrhythms, pretty much the regular double IL song you hear, with some of those nasty shields mixed in as well. So it makes sense for that protect, maybe wanting to see if PeachMarrow can give up some 200s on a tricky rhythmic chart like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, like you said, pretty popular pick overall, and honestly, if it doesn't pick up a pick, it usually is the spot for a ban, so be interesting to see how this evolves as the match goes on, when those are going to be employed, both tech picks, and leaving the tech 3 in reserve as well, maybe just round out that entire category. Bans come through, Wildcard 2 and Density 2 actually being removed. Wildcard 2 I can understand, that's maybe a bridge too far in terms of some of the aspects in it that are a little bit too hard to handle at certain points. Like, you can just find yourself missing on a really obtrusive pattern at any point in that map. And Density 2, for PeachMarrow, I imagine that's more just like, yeah, I just don't want to play it.
Yeah, it makes sense. And we're immediately jumping into the protect from Emilo, not wasting a second and opting for the Earth. And I'm actually a bit excited to see how this one will go. I thought maybe they would pick something a bit different. I would thought maybe my eyes are on something like Mind Disorder. Oh wait, what
Tech
is
1?
happening?
It's Tech 1.
I think I read things wrong.
I think it's the fact that we're reading it as TF1 when it's TE1. That is like, oh wait, hold on, we're substituting we're substituting numbers in our minds. But yes, no, JustEmilo going for PeachMarrow's protect to start things off. So this is gonna be a pretty bold decision. I feel like if you're going, given the tech 2 protect, I imagine they probably would have picked this willingly anyways, so we'll just have to wait to see how this boils down.
Yeah, very, very short and sweet chart. About, I think the second shortest we have, just behind the Earth, about roughly 2 minutes, just above that caliber. So you don't really have much room for margin to make mistakes here. And I think maybe Amilo is just feeling extremely confident, maybe trying to push PeachMarrow out of their comfort zone here and try to just pressure them into playing their own protect this early. Maybe just like setting a bold statement like you mentioned. But here we go, underway with our first tech map, our first pick. I'm just waiting for our players to ready up and get things sorted here. And I believe we're in. Here we go.
Yeah, first map of the final match is of round of 64. Very excited to see how these two do. It's been a pretty conventional round of 64 weekend. I don't think we've had anything too out of the ordinary. Maybe a couple of weird points dropped here and there, but everything going relatively smoothly for everybody involved. And right now, I imagine this is probably going to be the tail of the tape as we progress through this match, where PeachMarrow is just going to have this near 100% accuracy, it feels like, and Emilo basically going to be hoping to be in and around the conversation when, if there is a mistake from the other side.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's really going to be the lurking lurking component throughout this entire match, or pretty much throughout the entire tournament, is really just that. And opening up with this chart, pretty tame first third, although Emilo's accuracy is pretty lacking in comparison to PeachMarrow, a 0.3% acc difference as we head into these like flammy releases, some of these shields mixed in here and there. It's kind of avant-garde kind of jazz. I mean, when you're kind of listening to these kind of like more jazzy LN oriented technical picks, you can kind of always notice that pattern of you're going to expect these pretty wonky rhythms, these releases as well, snapped to whatever you're just kind of hearing, honestly. And I feel Emilo struggling a bit more on these more shorter releases, actually, releasing a tad bit more late than they anticipated. Maybe trying to aim for that Rainbow 300, but instead misfiring and getting a couple of those 200s instead here.
Yeah, to your point, the fact that you have this freeform release style on a pick like this, that's been the real pain point so far for Emilo in this map, where you just see it dot the landscape ever so often, where those 200s just taking a 100th here, a 10th there, and that's really been the bulk of the gap between these two players at the moment, just based off the accuracy alone. 2 FCs, more than what you can ask for, but at the end of the day, PeachMarrow just having the better accuracy overall, a near V1SS for them. And I mean, at that point, it's like, all right, cool. You've just got better ac.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much you could do if you're a player like JustEmilo, especially against our 5th seed. But hey, in FC, 982k even as well. Like, if you were to show this back in OMLN4, people would be wondering, how are you losing with a 982k? But that's just the norm now in today's day and age. And with that, PeachMarrow. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was say everybody's good. Everybody's good at LN.
I know.
Scary.
This is what happens when you go on a 3-year hiatus. But with that, PeachMarrow will be actually picking up the first break point of this match, going to take things up 1-0. Of course, we just opened this match up, and Emilo asking for some mercy here against PeachMarrow. I'm sure that PeachMarrow is a very humble guy. Surely they won't go for any coordination charts, right?
You know which one I haven't seen this weekend so far? Oh, no, I lied. I have seen Phony. I was gonna say I haven't seen Coordination 3, but PeachMarrow, you're gonna be merciful here. You're gonna go for Wildcard 1 instead. Sticking with the jazz-y style of picks, I think this is more rigid in terms of what you're having to be doing, because of the fact that you're just strictly following the piano.
Yeah, while Cat Chase was like a lot more avant-garde, freeform. This is more or less organized. You know, like what you're hitting. I like to always compare this to MWC 2024's A Fight in Tunisia, which makes a lot of sense, seeing how they're both mapped by Alexire. So their mapping style, you can kind of tell based off of their choice of song, they normally just follow what they're hearing and times those LNs to the piano that is primarily playing in the background, but also having to balance out some of these other instrumentals as well is what I tend to hear as well. Some of that like bassy type. Also, you kind of like have that bass mapped as well, and just adds a lot more to that melody here and there. So gonna see how Wildcard 1 shoots for Emilo. They did pull an insane good score on our previous jazzy based pick, so maybe this one will benefit them a bit more than what we saw last time.
We'll just have to wait and see. Already picking up a couple of 200s through this opening salvo as they kind of get settled into cross that 400 combo cap that we always love to talk about so much. And again, just settling into a bit of a groove. PeachMarrow up in that 99.9 range as we saw on Tech 1, but slowly coming back down ever so slightly towards the end of the chart, just building up enough of a cushion to be able to afford themselves that luxury. And I mean, the goal for Emilo, I feel like, should just be hang on to the FC, just hold on to as best accuracy as you can to be put in a position to potentially capitalize on any mistakes from the other side, and just hope. I mean, you can't go to the show if you don't buy a ticket. And right now, Emilo is doing everything in their power to ensure that they have the price of admission covered in this map.
Yeah, even though Emilo is, of course, like behind in that accuracy department, which is typically usual when you're up against PeachMarrow, keeping things in a 4,000 point radius is definitely probably the more beneficial aspects we have seen. Just don't worry about your accuracy, just worry about how much points you're really just giving to your opponent, because at any given moment, like, this is a slider break of difference here. So if, whatever the case may be, if PeachMarrow finds something out of the ordinary, Emilo can definitely capitalize off of this, especially with this back half being a lot more a bit more wild than we've seen in that earlier part, where these LNs do get a bit more abundant in their snapping range, and a lot more shields being prominent as well. But with that, everyone's still holding up fairly well as we are entering a little bit of a break. Emilo and PeachMarrow roughly staying at their respective accuracies, but that score lead has increased by about 1,000 points now.
Yeah, just more of the same as we've been seeing here. And honestly, in matchups like this where it might feel like one player is basically just being outacted by the other, I think something to hang your hat on if you are that player that's behind is just, it'd be a lot more concerning if they were like spiking misses and just getting like awkward ratios on maps like this. The fact that they're keeping it relatively clean, already about to climb back up to that 99.7 range, that's just a couple of 200s that basically stopped you from getting that 990k, and it lends some maybe motivation to know that it's like, okay, I'm not getting like absolutely blown out of the water in this match. It's just, again, just other players just got better accuracy. The ratio difference between the two players really coming to a head here.
Yeah, I mean, PeachMarrow, what are we doing?
Yeah,
did we forget the turn? Did we forget the turn on score v2? What is like 996 with 1,200 is a unicorn to happen, especially in the long note department. It is rare we see 996Ks without a V1 double S in these like LN oriented charts, and PeachMarrow just humbling that statement. Of course, Emilo putting up a really good effort as well. 988K, just shy of that 990 mark, but keeping a very solid 200 count. It's really hard when you're up against a player like PeachMarrow. Although that FC, very impressive, but it is their pick of the litter, and I feel Emilo, I mean, seeing how more of these like snap changing fast like long notes have been going for them, we could potentially see their protect come out here. The Earth could potentially be an option here, tech 2, or I don't really want to foreshadow anything else outside of that.
Yeah, I mean, Wildcard 1 actually went pretty well for Emilo. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they pivoted to Wildcard 3. Maybe if they took heed to what PeachMarrow was saying about their about their hand being maybe
Oh
just a little
God,
bit
no.
unresponsive, we go for density 3.
Okay, Uma Musume fans, rise up. Patsaraj is currently asleep, so we cannot have that Uma Musume gif up playing on the stream.
Oh God.
But yeah, this is actually the shortest map in the pool, I just realized. So I have completely lied about everything else, but with this, it is fairly our densest when it comes, or our fastest map we have in the pool, 195 BPM LN. So more or less, this map isn't really focusing on how dense, like potentially just like the frequency of notes. It's just how well you can hit. Oh wait, we got 100% baited. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I'm safe from the Uma Musume propaganda.
Oh God. I love that Emilo and PeachMarrow are literally just like scheduling their picks in advance. It's like, can we do this? Can we do that? It's like, please, just give me something.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, Emilo, this definitely makes a lot more sense than Density 3 going for the Earth, their Protect. And I mean, they still have one last pick, but I mean, of course, you don't want to take too many risks, especially in a tournament like this. So this map, the third shortest in the pool, only roughly just over that 2-minute mark, or our second shortest actually. And I mean, how Imperial mapped this is a very interesting. It's not really hard to really play. It's actually one of our easier long note picks to actually get good combo on. It's just the timing. You're really just having to pay attention to these releases, because even you're like at one point you're just balancing at one time just your polyrhythmic skills, but also these rhythms are extremely awkward to hit if you are not careful. And then you're also adding in these shields that are upcoming pretty soon as well. It's just a lot being thrown at you here that Imperial really slapped in on this map.
Yeah, it's definitely not a comfortable ride. You get these longer sections where you have just this outer column anchorage you're hanging on to, some inundation on the other 3 columns. Both players making it through relatively unscathed. You can really tell where Emilo's comforts lie in this map pool. I feel like this being their Protect, I imagine this is where they consistently swing some pretty good scores on. And again, I mean, both players settling into their relative floor, it feels like, in terms of relative accuracy. And with only a third of the map left to go, I mean, again, we're basically just staring at it's a game of cat and mouse. And we're just waiting to see who blinks first, who finds that first miss, if any at all. Because it's if it stays like this, it's really just up to PeachMarrow to have a brain fart somewhere for Emilo to take advantage of.
We do have this ending section where things do get a bit more bursty. More of these flams kind of close out the map here with the counting. But I mean, PeachMarrow has been staying at that 99 caliber for practically the entire map. They do drop at the end, however, but not going to matter. That was a single hundredth of a percentage. And okay, PeachMarrow.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, our top 5 seeds on maps like this, that tracks. I mean, I saw Nep. I was on the cast for Nep's match, and I think they had one map that they triple digit 300'd. Everything else was double digit.
Oh my goodness.
So
what's up with these American players, man?
I don't know. I mean, to be fair, they literally had the scare of their life playing against China. So
oh my
in
goodness,
the World Cup.
yes,
So I mean, yeah.
As if like these US players haven't already had enough stress piled up with that very, very nail biter of a match against China. I mean, I would say this is like PeachMarrow's vacation here, playing in OMLN4 after that.
What is it? My goodness. Take the weights off, but
yeah,
we're waiting to see what what PeachMarrow goes for. I think so. It's just
I think if so. Oh, what we're gonna see Phony.
All right.
Okay, interesting. I was really hoping they were going for either coordination 1 or 2, but either way, Phony, bit of an interesting pick, honestly. Lots of short releases, dealing with this like in this charts, and I feel that's what like the real like deal breaker can be for accuracy is just trying to hit more of those shorter releases than anything. Not really for like your consistency or your combo, mainly just trying to get good ratio is what's really going to be the challenge here.
It's always funny. The main motivating factor for players not to play a map is literally if it's like 2 seconds too long for them to stop caring. there's like a limit, and as soon as a map crosses that limit, it's like I'm not playing that. And this, I guess this crosses the threshold for PeachMarrow, but they rolled it, and this, I mean, there's other options, but all right, I guess we're playing this.
Don't worry, I feel that a lot. In my heyday of playing this game, I have done that in a couple tournaments in my life where I see the length and I'm just gonna be, yeah, I'm probably gonna ban this map just because it's too long. I can't bear sitting here for 3 minutes.
Yeah. For me, it's literally just because my hands start hurting. I'm too old for this. But regardless, we continue on through the introduction of this map. Again, just the game of cat and mouse begins once again. The marks are being met. PeachMarrow with that 99.9, Emilo with that 99.6, 99.5. Just dropping a couple of 200s here and there. The release coordination on some of these Flam, Grace Note type patterns being their undoing for right now, where you start to see them pick up a couple of 200s on some of those shorter releases, maybe just overholding a little bit. You see the UR bar spreading just that little bit more than what we have seen on maps prior, and I think that just might be because they're wanting to overhold some of these structures just a little bit too long.
Yeah, like I mentioned going into this pick, I feel that was going to be the enemy for these players, are those more shorter Ls. But we do get into this little bit of like a break section, or like this like breakdown here with these shields, those really awkward inner shields. But that does pick up a couple 200s on the side of Emilo, just hitting a little bit more late on that LN on the end of that shield there, as they're now below 99.5, while PeachMarrow did drop a bit of accuracy, but I mean, that's basically saying, like, pretty much saying the bare minimum, but that's gonna do something. A major slider break on the side of Emilo here, as that dropped their accuracy down by 0.2%, now roughly 15,000 points in favor of PeachMarrow. If they weren't already having a cushion already, they basically just got given the whole couch.
Yeah, this is give an inch, take a mile type of situation. There was already... I feel like for Emilo, wanting to avoid coordination at all possible, and I think this might be the reason why, just not looking as comfortable as they have on the other maps in this pool. And that first miss, the first miss of this match, and the first miss I've seen in a hot minute from any player coming through here. And with an eighth of the map left to go, this one basically done and dusted. It's just a matter of how high can PeachMarrow push their accuracy on this outro, see if they can cross back over that 99.9 mark, because this is looking to be a match point situation right out of the gate here.
Yeah, and as we head into our closing releases of this map, it's just dwindling down in time, and although Emilo trying their best to at least gain back some of the territory they lost from that miss, not going to work out in the end, and PeachMarrow now put in a really great spot here. They are now in match point situation here. And I mean, it's not their picks because this was theirs. So it will be up to Emilo to go for what they feel like they want to go. But honestly, what is there really left? There's no more tech picks. I think there's wild card 3. Oh no, we still have thermodynamics still left. So tech 3, which I feel would probably be Emilo's last resort here. I don't think Wildcard 3 would be the way to go, or any of the Density picks at all, despite PeachMarrow's ban on Density 2. I feel Tech 3 will be the pick here for Emilo, just seeing their pattern of picking the technical picks.
Yeah, it's just a matter of what Emilo wants to go for here to try and find something. I mean, you gotta roll the dice at some point. Maybe just continue to avoid the coordination. I feel like they're justified in wanting to avoid that. And
wait,
they got history.
Oh yeah, USA versus Denmark. Okay, so I guess Emilo must have been on.
A month ago already.
I know. Time.
It feels like the tournament just started. It's grand finals.
I know.
Weekend.
Grand finals weekend next week. I believe the regular matches have ended. I'm pretty sure. I think. I know I got the ping about Thailand and South Korea. I believe not too long ago. So I think everything's over. They're just waiting on that map pool. So, but anyway, we can save that for another time. But we're just waiting for what Emilo wants to go for here. The tiebreaker. You know what? Whoa! What the heck?
All right, coordination 1.
Okay, well they have reasonable justification. I do also agree with them liking the song.
I'm gonna be real. They can like the song. I don't like the pick from Emilo in the grand scheme of things. But regardless, I mean, if you're gonna go out, might as well go out listening to something that you enjoy. So we're gonna see how they do.
This is an absolute amazing song. And also, if you've been around the Osu scene for a while, like 2022-ish, this song should be like the back of your hand, because this is a very notorious chart. Although it did get the OD8 buff, so I feel compared to Phony, I think Emilo might suffer a bit more on this than they did with Phony, just surely based off the OD. But thankfully, benefit of the doubt, this map is not too hard to really get the gist of. You're really just gonna have to balance out those like little grace releases in the chorus if the actual releases themselves aren't gonna get the best of you. But interesting. Coordination 1, also known as the carbon monoxide pick to my chemistry nerds out there. But here we go.
I'm not gonna lie. that IRC chat is wild. they're having a blast. It feels like, and I'm glad. This is opening round of arguably one of the most stacked tournaments that we've had in a hot minute. It feels like everybody in here has some level of potential to make it far in this tournament, and just a calm atmosphere on what will eventually become a very cutthroat competition. It's nice to see. That's
especially the heart of the tournament, especially like you mentioned in such a highly competitive environment such as this OMLN. I feel also just like not even just the players like really just having these amazing, like, although they are technically rivals, they are just having fun.
Yeah.
But same with like how the staff have been doing this as well. Ordeal and Illusion is such a wonderful way of saying, hey, don't feel bad that you're not here. You can still participate and win fun stuff. So there you go. But anywho, back with the map here. PeachMarrow doing PeachMarrow things here. Out of that first chorus, Emilo did really feel the pain of that drop there, as they are down in that low 99.3 range. But I'm messing up a bit on that release here. Yeah, some of those more inverse type releases also are pretty nasty to hit.
Yeah, they're staggered at just the right length that it makes you second guess when you're supposed to release them. You can find yourself just chopping them off way too soon, and with that OD8 it really does put a bit of a damper on your overall performance. And it feels like these sections where you have that little wub, that little flam transition into the 2 to 3 hand patterns. That's really been where the pain point has been for Emilo. That's where the bulk of their accuracy has gone down because they started off this map really well at 99.7 mark and then just losing 0.5% through these sections by virtue of just spiking 200s left and right. I mean, a valiant effort, all things said and done, but ultimately running up against the brick wall that is PeachMarrow, there's really not much you can do there. 997k, V1SS. I
Yeah.
guess the encouragement pre-match made their hand work just that little bit harder to see them through. 5-0.
Yeah, PeachMarrow taking out the brooms for this one, going to be clean sweeping Emilo here in their rematch from Amania World Cup round of 32 here. But yeah, a little short and sweet match. Just went over about just half an hour or so, but very, very good match as well. Then again, it's not the end of the line for JustEmilo. They are going to have to fight the rest of their tournament run in that losers bracket, which looks like a little tit for tat will be happening. I don't know if we are going to be streaming this or we're immediately going to get cut offline. But I will say, funny enough, PeachMarrow's opponent is being decided at this current moment.
Oh god, you're right. And looking at that score right now, it is currently 3-3. Lalito 898 and Senzawa going at it against each other. So
Yeah. And
for right now,
Lalito-
congrats.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Lalito is an absolute veteran. I played them in OMLN4, and they came back. They're still here. They have the. It's like the living embodiment of I got one more in me.
Yeah. I mean,
But
for right now, congrats to PeachMarrow, gonna make it to winners round of 32. JustEmilo gonna be down in that lower bracket, but I mean, hey, a little bit of a harder pool, little bit of an easier opponent maybe next weekend. See what they can do. See if they can fight for their tournament life, make it just that little bit farther. But for right now, we'll see. Actually, we do have the other match going on a B stream right now. So
yeah.
while we debate if there's going to be a tiebreaker showcase here on the main stream, we'll see if the other one.
Oh, we are gonna see it.
Nice, cool. We're not getting faked out this time around. So we'll see this. We'll keep you posted on the score from the other match and see if there's enough time to maybe take a gander as to what's going on over there. But for right now, I mean, I don't think we had any matches go to tiebreaker this weekend. Saving the best for last, it feels like, and seeing if we might actually be able to get it. Like in reality, we might actually be able to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say that Lalito and Senzawa match is getting really close. Maybe a tiebreaker will be shown over there, and I mean, I would love to see it because this is an incredibly well-made chart song. I believe, if I'm also not wrong, this is a collaboration between the Felix Spade and someone else. The name isn't coming to mind, but if I hear, I will definitely know for sure.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think so, at least.
A lot of love and care was put into this particular tiebreaker, and I think alluding to the
That's
oh
what
yeah,
it
the
is.
funk. Alluding to what you mentioned about for the folks that either didn't qualify or the ones that are watching and it's like, hey, I want to be able to play this too. We actually do have the side event running right now where you can actually play the tiebreaker, put up your best score, and there's a bot set up in the Discord where you can submit that score and, like you mentioned, be entered in for some fun prizes if you're feeling a little lucky. So if you see this map and you're like, hey, I think I can post a better score than anybody that is gonna try it. I think right now the current high score last I saw was like 988k from folks that have tried it.
Yeah, and it's actually changed now. It is now Nepogin in first place, our number one
Lord.
seed, getting first place on the map by 996.5k. So if you
That's
have what you
crazy.
think you have to beat the Seed 1, give it your best shot. I mean, hey, it's quite literally anyone's game for that. And
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
win some. You can win some pocket change. It's kind of like a raffle where, depending on your placement, you do get tickets. I believe
Yeah.
for first place it's 5, second 4, third 3, and then fourth to seventh is 2, and then eighth place plus is 1, and then I think at the end of the tournament they select 3 winners, and they each get $33 US. So
Yeah.
good way to get some moolah out of that.
Absolutely, and like I said, just a nice, fun way to keep people engaged with everything going on. I know there were 250 plus people that entered for a shot
Yeah,
at this bracket.
something ridiculous like that, to the point where like the bare minimum to qualify was like 990, and we were seeing like such insane players who were notorious for like absolutely tearing this game apart, like seating surprisingly low. Is like that was kind of like, that was really insane, and honestly kind of surprising as well.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, when you're doing the nitty gritty, it's those little details, and I mean, just making it to top 64 is a feat in and of itself. I mean, we saw it with OMLN4 last go around, where it was like, oh yeah, the bar for entry is like an average score of like 985k, and seeing the envelope pushed that little bit farther, where it's like, yeah, that's basically the bare minimum. If you can't scrape a 985k on literally everything, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle bus for you. But
Definitely. And also, actually, I'm not going to. I'm gonna hold my tongue on this because I know it's going to happen. But I mean, thankfully in this one, Azo doesn't immediately like jump scare you on like the showcase video. It kind of just ends. Yeah. And a double FC from everybody, and PeachMarrow with the 994k. Yo, you might want to submit that in the Ordeal in Illusion. You can get yourself, I believe, third place with that.
the fact that that's third
it,
is scary.
that is crazy. No. Do you want to guess who's second? Just take a guess.
God, it's less about the player and more who has the motivation to actually go through the process of submitting the score. Oh God, now I'm trying to think who's in the tournament. Is it our number 2 seed?
It's not Paven. It's not anyone who's playing in OMLN4. Which honestly,
Oh.
I feel like I'm kind of surprised they didn't sign up. But
Oh God,
yeah,
who didn't sign up for the tournament? Spoil it for me. I'm not gonna click on the channel.
it's Hello Sun.
Oh,
996.2, only 300 points behind Nep. Yeah, and
God.
with that, PeachMarrow making the podium. The top 3 is fully American.
That's crazy. If they submit it, if not, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's if they submit the score. But yeah.
Yeah, but with that being said, I mean, going back to the other match, it is currently 4-3. Lalito
In favor,
currently up by 1 point. Senzawa up to pick.
And they opted for wildcard 3 at the moment. But we're not going to showcase that here. We do have the B stream on Log's Twitch channel, I believe, our streamer for that. So we will be signing off. I think we'll probably rate it if Usumania Live isn't kind enough to. But with that, I think we can wrap a bow on this match, and I think that'll be it for us here on the main stream. Like we mentioned, the other match is being streamed on a B stream at the moment, so we can send you guys off there. But for now, Sparky, any closing remarks?
No, I think he covered literally everything. So definitely go check out that B stream. It's gonna be one for the ages. Let's see if we can see a tiebreaker around a 64. But until then, we'll catch you guys later.
Take it easy, everybody. Goodbye.